decisions make for better stories. And I can tell you now that I have a fuck ton of stories. That, combined with the fact that for some unknown reason, I have no shame, literally none. I've thought about it, and sometimes I wonder if, before my big bang moment, I was chatting to God, and he was like, he, she, they, was like, oh, so you're a woman, and you're Irish. I'm doing a British accent because I think we can all agree that God can be oppressive as fuck. Cheeky. You need a huge dollop of shame. And I was going in for my moment of creation with God, going in. Didn't take it. Took the life force, not the shame. Which leads me nicely into my first story. So, for my ladies in the audience, have any of you ever become pregnant from a one-night stand? Hands up, hands up. Hands up. I knew this was going to happen. Right. Pretend it's therapy, though. Right, well, a few times. I'm only buzzing. I know what you're thinking. Riddled. Riddled with stories. But it can be a roller coaster of a ride. One moment you're like, ooh, he's a stranger, he's so mysterious. I'd encourage him, but I don't know his name. 1 month later, you're like, fuck me, fuck me, fuck me. He would have loved that encouragement, not that he needed it. I don't know his name, I don't have his number, I do not have money for a paternity test, and yet I might have his... To be continued. This is what we call a cliff banger. So, in a past life, I was something called a contemporary dancer. Now, we are a very rare breed, mostly populated by ballet dancers who hit puberty and do not win at an eating disorder. Exhibit A. Can you imagine trying to shoulder press this? Yeah, unemployed. So, contemporary dance equips you with some very unusual skills. And I was chatting to my sister about dating, and she happens to be a psychologist. And she was like, Roche, I just read this paper that made me think of you. Apparently, according to this research, on dance floors, men subconsciously assess mate potential via dance moves. I was like, speak to me, I've been training my whole life for this. And they're like, okay, let me show you my default. So this, ladies and gentlemen, complimentary of contemporary dance, is what we call the tree. Do you think it works? Wait for it though, doesn't fucking work. This is the fastest way to get literally ghosted. This is what happens. If I'm lucky, they're like on the approach, gone into the ether of the dance floor, never to be seen again. Unable to compute the complexity of my choreography is what I like to tell myself. So my sister's like, yeah, Roche, you gotta focus on the hips. I'm like, okay, ready. And she's like, yeah, no. And actually, this is also a problem. It's like I've had 8 children, overshare. So she's like, yeah, no. Less bodybuilder, more Beyonce, the queen herself. Okay, so I'm like, this I can do. Giving it loads, giving it loads. You'd think it might work, you'd think, but on a night out recently, I found myself on the dance floor and I was like, right, okay, ready to deploy my Beyonce arsenal, ready. Giving it loads, but the inner contemporary dancer in me is always like, oh, but Kate Bush, my arms though, Kate Bush. So I'm there, giving it socks. 3 a.m. What you think? Alone, yes. So I'm like, right, fuck this, it's time to bring out the big guns. So, this is a little dance move, highly technical, great crack if you ever want to try it. It's what I like to call the bomb. So, Basically what you have to do is you hunker down like this, and then you fly yourself into the unknown on the hunt for testosterone. Ready? Do you think it worked? So, let me tell you, that night, I look over, a gorgeous man is approaching me. We lock eyes, I'm like, quick, act like a damsel ready to take off her dress. We get closer. Do you know what he says? Lad, are you alright? Lad, I'm a lady. And then do you know what he says? He's like, we've met before. I've been Roisin, thank you for listening.